Coming up on today's After News, Adam Cole shares intense real-life news.
Bryan Danielson will retire at Wembley, unless...
CM Punk on AEW airing the All-In fight footage.
And WWE locker room positivity at an all-time high.
I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Michael Hamflett.
And this is the After News. Let's start by talking about Adam Cole. I had to double check this with you because it's really depressing to say.
Yeah.
But it's nearly been a year now since, of course, he injured himself at AEW Grand Slam. He's made sporadic appearances. He was, of course, revealed to be the devil. And then MJF seemingly just went, I'm back. And that storyline's finished when he returned. But unfortunately, of course, Adam Cole still yet to return from that horrific ankle injury. We wish him well in his recovery. But he's been sharing on his Discord channel and on his streaming service about some intense real life news. I'm just going to read directly what he posted here to his Chugs Army. He says, hey Chugs Army, just wanted to take this time to give you a little bit of an update. I can't explain how much I miss the streams and hanging out with you all. Must be a real nice escape for him, which is such a shame that he can't do it right now. And he explains why. He says, this move has been much more intense than I had planned. I'm moving by myself from Florida to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
FL to PA. I had to do some quick American stuff there. It's taken much more time than I had planned. I don't think I'm going to be able to stream until next week. I promise that's the first thing I'm going to do once I get settled, is just get my streaming setup ready so we can hop back on stream. But I do think I'll be gone for the rest of the week as I continue to pack and get ready. Thank you so much for all of your patience and understanding. Seriously, Chugs Army, I love you dearly and will keep you posted and updated as much as I can. A legendary streamer, of course, in the wrestling space, Adam Cole. And like I say, keeping himself busy whilst he recovers from this horrific injury. It just sucks, man. He's been so cursed with injuries for such a long time, obviously. He had that concussion thing that he really talks in detail about. And now it's like, all right, well, he can't wrestle and he's having to take ages to get over this injury. And now, moving house is one of the worst things in the world, in my opinion. I hate it. I moved from my flat into my house in Gateshead, and I've said to my wife, well, this is us forever. I'm not doing that again.
Don't do that. And that's not crossing states, is it?
Yeah,
that's not
exactly.
Crossing the size of America that we know,
Yeah, and doing it by yourself is a whole other issue as well. Rubbish news this, and hope we get to see him back streaming, back wrestling very soon.
I try to keep that kind of, I don't mean to be unsentimental, try and keep that distance where it's like wrestlers aren't your mates. I talk about how much I love CM Punk. CM Punk would hate me, right? And that's okay, because we're not friends. I like what he does at his job.
Yeah,
right?
saying if you were best, just claiming you were best mates with a wrestler is weird.
It isn't it? It's such odd behaviour. So yeah, that parasocial element is not something I try very hard not to engage in. It's really hard not to do that. Like, he's just wrestling's good egg.
You went and saw him at one of the...
I did, yeah. I met him at one of the WrestleCons, and he just...
That was it, yeah.
Just couldn't have been a nicer guy to chat to. My wife is completely in love with him, and I mean, look at him. But yeah, just wrestling's good egg. It always stuck out, didn't it, that CM Punk is burning his colleagues to the ground. Adam Cole's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Yeah. Hate you. You're all right.
Not you.
I hate you. Me and Nicholas were hanging out with him at a Wale Mania, and we were so happy to be having a conversation with him, we forgot to ask for a photo.
Of the items.
Look at the three of us, eh?
Unacceptable. But that's it, because he's
not this, not me.
He's that warm a presence and that nicer guy.
He doesn't deserve. Not that you'd wish this on anyone.
No, because of course he's had remember the promo he cut when he came back talking about the head injuries?
Yeah.
And scary stuff. And
it wasn't just we just wait for the concussion. He was like, I could barely exist in a day.
So fingers crossed this, intense he called it, didn't it? This situation goes up. Now, moving, as you say, it almost reduces it. There's obviously so much to this, otherwise he wouldn't have felt the need to address some of his loyalists. So from all of us at What Culture, I hope everything turns out right for Adam Cole. And
don't pester him about streaming. He's trying his bloody best, and he said this is intense stuff going on for him.
We'll keep you posted and let you know of any sort of further updates.
Get well soon, Adam Cole,
Cole.
from all of us at What Culture.
Speaking of beloved pro wrestlers and injuries and life changes, Bryan Danielson, we got the scoop, is going to retire at Wembley Stadium. We don't mind being the first ones to break that kind of news. We don't mind being the first. Sorry, what do you mean? It was live on television. He said
Yeah,
it to
it
the whole
was
watching
last night's
world.
Dynamite, mate,
God
yeah.
damn it. Yeah, no. So Bryan Danielson, huge stipulation added to the Wembley match against Swerve Strickland. Obviously, Bryan Danielson has said for a long time now that he is like on the road to retirement. He promised Birdie, his daughter, that he would retire when she was 7.
Yeah.
I think we're in that sweet spot, and he's been
Or at least he'd stop wrestling full time.
full time. He was like adding caveats to this sort of thing,
Yeah.
and then that has kind of.
I won't wrestle on a Sunday.
Yeah. But it's become, I guess, potentially more realer than ever. He goes into the Wembley main event against Swerve Strickland for the World Heavyweight title, now with the caveat that he will retire if he loses. So it's all or nothing for Bryan, I guess, on what will be one of his biggest ever stadium shows and like one of AEW's biggest ever
Can't wait
events.
to see that at Wembley.
It's going to be incredible. You know, like
Him and I's first time, of course.
yeah, the two of you getting to work Wembley together at the same time.
That's what the people were saying. God damn it, next year, get Bryan Danielson and Adam Wilborn from What Culture.
That's all I've seen in covering this story. You know, there's people saying we can't believe that it's this retirement stipulation plus Wilborn not being there. It's
Oh no, he's got to retire. Who's that lanky ginger in the background?
Bryan obviously has history all over the world, such as his incredible wrestling.
He's had some
CV.
good matches.
Bless him, he's done his best.
Hey.
There was the tease when Swerve first mentioned this match about the final countdown, and you know, you can make assumptions that if there's going to be a night where it's worth dropping that $500,000 or whatever it is.
Bryan Danielson.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah, it's how many letters? Danielson. You're gonna have Danielson as a countdown conundrum.
Yes.
Tick, tick, mother, tick. Yeah,
Get Vorders out there. Come on.
it's huge. It's
Carol Vorderman introducing Bryan Danielson.
we are trivialising it. We're ruining it.
Sorry,
But,
yeah.
No, but that's what we do.
Here's a question, right? We've often said that recently a lot of both WWE and AEW have done these things where you're like, you've kind of given away the match result there. This hasn't changed. I don't know who wins still.
It's better
Normally, when it's like, I'm putting my career on the line, oh, cool, so you're winning.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, this is it. I think the real life element that we've had in the ether for the longest time from Bryan himself has made this all the more captivating, because you can visualise him winning that belt, even if it's just to lose it down the line. There's like shows coming up, I think in Washington, where you think I maybe want to work that, or there's the potential of Swerve getting the belt back in order for the Hangman feud to carry on, or indeed for Hangman to screw Swerve and Danielson be like, well, I didn't really want to win it this way.
Oh, yeah.
It's like there's so much, but yeah, I'm with you. I think the retirement makes this match even more unpredictable.
But if he does unfortunately lose and have to retire, you can get on the piss immediately afterwards. A Sweet Chin Disco. Big party going down at Crystal Club. He's probably not going to want to see Prince Nana there, but he will be. Along with
Imagine if this is a shoot and he's just like, it's like 2016, he's just in tears again. It's like, I just can't believe I got the second bite and now I've got to go again. Crystal Club!
There's going to be a great party going down immediately after All In on that Sunday night. Do join us for that, because we're going to be there. They've inexplicably asked me to host. I'm very excited to do it. Max Caster's going to be there. Prince Nana's going to be there. Bryan Danielson might be there. Card subject to change. And before All In, we got a live show, baby.
Yes,
Tell
we
them.
do.
Tell them, Turb.
12 till, I wish. 12 till, I wish I was the youngest man alive. 12 till 1:30 at the Crystal Club, where Will just mentioned Danny Bryan's going to go on the piss. We're going to be doing a What Culture live show. It's going to be all your favourites. Simon Miller's going to be there. Us two are going to be farting around. We're going to do a cool live show, similar to the ones if you've seen on YouTube in Philadelphia, the ones we've done in New York and Cardiff and Newcastle and all that stuff. It's going to be,
What a tour.
It's going to be a great time. Tickets still on sale at whatculture.com/tickets. There'll be a meet and greet afterwards. How are we going to travel to Wembley, those like 3 or 4 steps?
Well, I'm glad you got your shoes on. I mean, you won't need them. You could wear flip-flops, because it's literally just a 2-minute walk from Wembo.
Yeah, and in a group, what would you
Oh, sorry, how are we going to do it? Yeah, we got ourselves a car for a
Wilborn's getting a megaphone. It's going to look like the Bullet Club invasion of Monday Night Raw that time.
Someone donated on one of our live streams for me to buy one. I mean, you can't do that, but if you want to put some money in an envelope and post it, you can do that. And by the way, a week today's my birthday, so if you want to get presents into What Culture, you need to hurry that one up.
Don't listen to that. Treat yourself. Go to whatculture.com/tickets, where you can't just get the tickets, but you can also get the ups and downs foam fingers in green and red. You can get t-shirts with all of our faces on. We've kicked open the forbidden door and allowed NXT superstar Stacks to get his own Wembley t-shirt. We're very excited.
And if you want to win a ticket to the live show,
yes, follow at Reigns Matt on Twitter. That's Matt Reigns. I've always loved that guy, and he's doing very generously.
This is lovely,
yeah, it's really nice of him. He's a fan of ours from America. Many of you might have heard us name check him in the past, and he's offered a ticket to anybody that likes a tweet that I imagine information will be very easy to find on his Twitter page right now. He's going to do a random draw today, I believe.
Hurry up.
Still time as you watch this. Like that tweet and he'll do a random draw and he'll buy a ticket. What a lovely gesture from a lovely guy. Always been a big fan. Love playing basketball with that guy. See you in Vegas.
Let's move on and talk about CM Punk.
Yes.
Got to fill our quota for the week.
It's been minutes.
Yes. He has appeared on Jimmy Trader's SI Media podcast, one of the best podcasts out there that's not ours. Phil, if you want to be on our podcast, you're more than welcome, mate.
Oh my God.
Anyway, he was asked.
He hates us, probably.
He was asked about the All-In footage, the brawl, obviously, with Jack Perry and Tony Khan fearing for his life, all the stuff, and then subsequently, of course, AW airing that footage on Dynamite. He was asked about it, and he said this, stick with me, because it's going to get there in the end. He's just trying to make a point at the beginning. He said, it's kind of like I have to wrestle Drew McIntyre, right? Just this garbage person that I don't want in my life, but this is the fight business. It's the talk business. It's just like fighting in the UFC. You see these guys ripping at each other, ugly press conferences, getting personal, and it's just like, I don't necessarily enjoy that energy, but the payoff is I get to go in the ring and I get to blacken eyes and chip teeth and make Drew sob or do whatever else is in my head that I hope I can do to him. It felt really ugly, sharing the footage this is, but then I was just like, why? Showing that footage isn't going to help them or hurt me, so I was just like, whatever, being the top draw in two different companies is pretty wild, like, thanks guys. So I'm sure there definitely won't be a backlash on social media to this sort of comment.
No, definitely not. Nothing ever happens when Punk speaks. PDS is real. No, this is one of them. I think like the footage, if you kind of track this back, I'm not saying AEW aired the footage in response to, but it was so close to that.
Ariel Helwani.
Seismic interview with Ariel Helwani where like he said a lot about their situation at the time, and then AEW, I think there was an element of them wanting to feel the need to just get their version of the story out there.
Yeah.
But undeniably, if it did one thing and one thing only, it did heat Jack Perry up for this comeback. Like, he's had a great year. And the scapegoat character is now just kind of something we just take as part of the gimmick. But for the longest time, a lot of people felt that for real. And it was like, well, how do you weave that into the fiction now that it's all happened? And if like they did get that out of it. And I would argue Punk's point to like it didn't look on the surface like it was going to help. But that, you know, if you're going to get one guy over, it probably should be the guy that was directly involved who is still on your books. And they've done that at least.
I realise we are inevitably going to be reporting on this probably tomorrow or something like that. But generally, can we kind of draw a line under all this now?
Never.
Can we just move on?
That's not how this works.
Fair enough.
That's irresponsible internet aggregator talk.
Good
We'll
point,
want to not think that we can't drain yet more juice from this fruit.
I think my concern with Bunker is, because I think he's brilliant, but obviously he's got a bit of a reputation, and my concern now is, you know, if you got a report from the WWE locker room, like, has he kind of poisoned that well? Is his locker room morale kind of on a bit of a downslide, Hamlet?
Well, that's what you think, but you're actually incorrect, and we can get the straight from the horse's mouth. The horse in this case being somebody that CM Punk definitely was never gotten to by, and that's The Miz, who was speaking on the Rich Eisen show. I kind of love that lot. I love the Punker, but I love that lot.
It's wild, that, isn't it?
So yeah, The Miz was on the Rich Eisen show ahead of obviously doing host duties at SummerSlam in Cleveland.
Did he reveal the hors d'oeuvres that he's going to be serving at SummerSlam?
He did not. You'll have to watch.
Tune in on Saturday to find out.
You'll have to watch the 3-hour kickoff show to find out what those are.
I'm camping. I'll be speed watching that on Sunday, brother.
I'll be times 2 in that one until the show starts proper. But no, The Miz was extremely complimentary of the atmosphere at the moment within WWE. He says, quote, I think that Triple H has really taken the reins and made the show incredible. He's given chances to people that may have not got chances before, and you see what's happening. I've never seen WWE so popular in my 20-year career. I've never seen so many superstars that we consider what we call over, which means when they come out, the crowd goes ecstatic, whether they're booing or cheering them. They're highly engaged. Now, there are so many superstars right now, it's hard to get on a SummerSlam card. And actually speaking from experience there, right now, getting on a PLE is very difficult to have a match. We want to give them, the fans, the best form of entertainment that we can. And right now, the locker room is an all-time high of positivity. The thing is, right, wrestlers are liable to go on message. CM Punk has made a similar comment about how, like, if WWE was like this, he would have never let whatever, work is going to work and stuff. And is there anyone better than The Miz for this? It's one of the things he's been skilled at in every era that he's been in this. Like, you can imagine Miz saying this in 2010 as much as 2015, as much as 2024.
Yeah.
However, it joins a number of other people that have said the same thing about the working conditions within WWE, the ability to, live like a normal human being while also being a pro wrestler.
It's not like when it used to be. What are you doing for Christmas? Wrestling, probably.
Raw, I believe. Like the idea that, like, if you're not getting a push right now, if you have faith in the creative process, you will get one down the line. It's not perfect, it's not an exact science. There have been prominent people, obviously it looks like Bobby Lashley is set to leave. MVP has made no secret about his unhappiness under the Triple H regime, but lots of sort of locker room morale talk. And again, it's a feature of business being good. Like, you will hear this of, like, many people, wrestlers that glamorise the Attitude Era, remember it fondly because they were making so much goddamn money, and people that worked the Hogan Towns in the 80s and stuff like that. It's when business is good, everything's going to feel good, right?
I distinctly remember in the sort of dark days of 2019, etc., like, it felt like a weekly thing that me and Andy would be like reporting on the worst ever locker room morale in WWE or whatever. And whether it's WWE or AEW or TNA or wherever it is, it sometimes is just nice to be able to say everyone's really enjoying going to work right now.
That's certainly what we like to put across, especially on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yeah, and I can relate a lot to The Miz in terms of people going, how the bloody hell did he get that job? How the hell did he get that wife? And how's he still going? But fair play to him, and excited to see what happens. I can't wait for SlummerSlam.
I can't wait for SlummerSlug.
SummerSlam on Saturday. I wish there was a way for me and you to like sit here and preview and maybe even predict what's going to happen.
Oh, do you know what we should do?
Go on.
Me and you should sit here and predict what's going to happen on a video that, like, if you can't watch right here, you'll probably be able to watch through a similar window very, very soon.
Yeah, very, very soon. But for now, because you're thinking, bloody hell, this news is late. This is the morning news right here. But keep an eye out for our predictions. Bye!